Awesome. Here we go. I'm going to, let's see, maximize that. Okay, so this is the canvas I created. Really did procrastinate on this, as you can see, as you read in my description. I was not happy about switching because I really love Google. But once my friend and I got in, and we did this on Tuesday. So last week, I didn't even really know exactly what I was going to talk about. I heard Canvas was wonderful, so I knew I was going to love it. But I literally learned it on Tuesday, and I was up very late last night putting this together. So I hope it is helpful. And let me see, I'm going to poke around here just a little bit, make sure that everything looks good for you guys. Now, I believe I am viewing this in, no, I'm not viewing it in student view, but I'm going to. This is how, when you create your canvas, it's going to look like this. I've got all these things on the side, but what I can do is go in and I'm going to changes I may, okay, I'm going to go ahead and try to get it into student view. Oh, I'm going to go home to do that, sorry. So I go home and then let me move my little box around. I can view it as student view. So you can always see what it's going to look like. Now, all those modules are gone. And now all your students will have access to is the home page and a link that has pages. And we'll go to that in a minute. One of the things I absolutely love about Canvas is that you can decorate it. Mine's still pretty basic, but I went in and I made little banners for all of the pages that you're gonna see. And because I love movies, I tried to find a lot of cool, funny movie memes. And if you guys didn't recognize how I learned to stop worrying and love Canvas is from Dr. Strangelove. So here's Dr. Strangelove right here, and he can use a computer and we can too. And so I made this using Canva, and I'm just gonna jump over real quick to a tab. If you've never used Canva before, it's pretty awesome. I only do the free version. It bugged me constantly to do the pro version, but I just kept saying, nope, 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 I'm good. And this is my login right here. And you can see I can go to all my designs. And this is all the stuff that I had created. These are all some different, there's for my Facebook cover. Here's some, this was a party we had last year. And I even did some stuff a long time ago when I was at North Richland Middle School. So there's all kinds of really cool stuff you can do in Canva. The way I got the picture is, let's see, I'm going to, upload. Okay, I'm not seeing exactly what I want right here. All my designs. Okay, I guess maybe I need to click on one. There we go. I'm gonna click on one. And I know that there's a session today about creating buttons. I think it's the 3rd session, so that's probably gonna be a really cool one to go to if you wanna play around with creating stuff like this. What I did was, here's my images. I just found images online. I uploaded them. There's also, within Canvas, and I believe here, there is a bank of images you can use. So it's pretty cool. Anyway, and then I just dragged them over. And then what I did is downloaded them. Once I downloaded all the images I wanted, I basically would create a banner with the format I wanted. And then I could duplicate it, duplicate it, duplicate it. Download all of it. Okay, now there it is, bugging me to try Canvas Pro. I don't want to do that. But then when I click this, I've got my 5 or 6, or there's 7 banners on here. Click, click, click. I can drag them into my pictures. And that's how I could then, sorry, I just admitted somebody to the waiting room. Anyway, that's how I could then upload my pictures. So Canva is really, really fun and cool. I'm gonna close these out and go back to kicking and screaming. So one of the things I thought we could do, since I do have kind of a movie theme to my session, but and also to practice chatting, is I thought what we could do is do a quick chat just take about 3 minutes. And this has been the summer of Netflix. So I thought that maybe what we could do is just chat with your favorite movie that you've watched this summer. Don't post it yet. Or your favorite Netflix series that you binge watched this summer. So, and then we're just gonna really quick, we can do like just a quick little icebreaker, fun. And where's my dang chat? So I guess I need to go to them more. Hey, Owen, are you gonna be able to admit people when they come into the waiting room?
I got you covered.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, there's the chat. Okay, let's see. Okay, ready and go. Hamilton, yes. Handmaid's Tale, I haven't seen it. A lot of Hamilton. Ozarks, I heard that's awesome. Turn, I don't know what that is. Breaking Bad, ooh, yes. Finally got on that. Whoever watched Breaking Bad, you should email me. We should talk. Molly's Game was good. Haven't seen Godless, heard it. It's great. Yellowstone. What We Do in the Shadows. Isn't that an amazing vampire documentary? Best ever. And anything with Taika Waititi is fantastic. Let's see. Better Call Saul, yeah. All right, Sweet Magnolias, My Spy. There's a lot. The Office. So we're going to keep on. You guys can keep adding. I just wanted that to be a fun little way to kind of break the ice. But also just a reminder that the chat is there. And as we go through our, thank you, Dawn. As we go through our training today, any questions you have, post them. There's going to be a question and answer at the end where I've posted a Padlet, and you can add them there too. But I will also save the chat, and we can go back, and if there's any questions I can't answer, hopefully Shelly or Owen can get on that and get you guys feeling really good about our journey with Canvas. So, all right, let's go ahead. I'm going to minimize that. But thank y'all for sharing all these great movies and series. I'm going to have to go back and look at that. Okay, so let's keep going through my homepage. So, one of the great things about Canvas, I wrote a lot because I wanted to be very prepared. And so a lot of this I'm going to read to you, but I'm not going to read this. In Canvas, you can post a video reading to your kids. So instead of me reading it to you, I'm just going to play a video. Can everybody hear the video?
Nope.
Nope, can't hear it.
No.
Okay. Owen, how do I fix it so they can hear it?
That is under share settings.
New share? Okay.
And there's a button on there that says share
Here it is.
computer audio. Yeah.
I remember how I did that with my kids when I would Zoom with them. I would share stuff and I just forgot. So wait, let's keep going. Session, because I wanted to share my resistance when I learned our district would switch from Comfy Canvas, which I really loved, Comfy Classroom, to a strange new LMS, and how the features of Canvas eventually won me over. If you're here, I'll bet you can relate to the first part of that sentence. My goal is to leave you with a sense of calm and optimism about our new learning platform. It won't just be okay, it will be even better. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy. Yes. Okay, so one of the super awesome, obviously, is when you put stuff in your Canvas, you can have your kids read it so that they have your face. And that was one of our greatest aha moments. So we've introduced ourselves. We can do the reasons you're overwhelmed. We can do that in the chat. And then we're going to see some of the features and just a few of the aha moments that we had and the great features that made us really enjoy Canvas. And then I've already given you my little disclaimer, so I'm not going to harp on that again. Here are some of the buttons that I created using Canva that I showed you guys earlier. And in the training I did, I'm going to do the Canvas through the district, but my friend and I on Tuesday did the Region 11 Canvas training. It's Canvas Lite, and it was really great. And so one of the things that the facilitator did in that session was she had linked, now I've got links, I haven't linked them, but if I wanted to, I could link to all of these pages that I'm going to show you. There's not too many. But what she did was she used these buttons for week 1 activities, and she linked it to the module. Week 2, week 3. You can put whatever you want in the buttons. You can link them by weeks. You can link them by topics. You can link them however your heart desires. But your kid will just click on the button and it will take them to that place where you want them to go. Okay, so I'm gonna go up to pages. I'm concerned about running out of time, so I'm not gonna stop in between the pages for questions or comments, but again, post them in the chat. A kid, this is the kid view, so they would go to the pages to view all of them. And here is another page we can view. All right, so we also have my banner. What can you do with Canvas pages? Well, you can store content and resources as part of a lesson within a unit. You can post text, videos, links to files. You can post everything in there. You can grab and embed codes from different online resources and embed them. And I never embedded a thing in my life. Well, I take it back. MySpace, back in the day, worked with embedding codes. I don't know how many people ever used MySpace, but that had in codes that you'd embed. It was forever ago. And coding scares me. But this was so easy. And the HTML coding, which says is for advanced, if you want to go back and check that video out, I'm sure that will help you. But honestly, I just learned how to do this very quickly. It's not hard at all, so don't be afraid of it. Linking pages together, you can use buttons that lead to other websites or pages or modules, like I just mentioned. You can create a video directly from a Canvas page, like I showed you, or you can upload and insert your own media. They can be collaboration tools. You can have only specific users giving access. Canvas keeps the entire history of the page, so you can change it over time. And then of course you can decorate them as you would with your classroom. What is it replacing in classroom? There's a couple things, I guess. I think I'm gonna use Canvas pages like I use Google Slides. I love Google Slides, but it takes a long time to do. And when I was in, when we were in our COVID learning, my kids learned, majority of what they learned was Google Slides, simply because I like it so much. And I wanted them to click between, like, here's a page, do this, here's a page, do this, here's a page, do this. A lot of clicking, a lot of work to set it up. I think they probably got a little irritated with me that they were having to click so much. Canvas pages, like you see right here, they're all on that page. So you don't have to keep clicking and clicking to go to the next thing. It's not overwhelming. And the cool thing is, I don't have to get rid of Google just because we're using Canvas. So right here is the side-by-side. Now, this isn't exactly a side-by-side, but this is how I'm going to do this training. Tell you what you can do with it, and then here's what I would, here's what I used to use. And it's a really cool, this was a read aloud we did that we didn't get to finish because we went away for COVID, so I made it into a lesson, and I had kids continuing to read the book to them, but they had to do stuff with it. You can still, let's see, I'm gonna just try click, there you go. You can still click, I mean, you can still embed a Google slide in your Canvas page, and you can have your readers click it to, you know, all the things you can do with Google Slide, you're not gonna throw away just because we're doing a Canvas LMS. So to me, that was pretty great. Let's see now. Okay, so that's Pages, which I absolutely love and I think I'm gonna use a lot. The next thing I'm gonna talk about, another aha moment, is discussion boards. Okay, these are awesome. I know a lot of you are using discussion boards, Padlet, you know, whatever. But you know, we need that face. We're not going to possibly have the face-to-face at first, but we need to have that peer interaction. We need to have that collaboration so that they can process it. I think in our meeting with our principal, one of the comments was, we're going to have to go back to old school where the kids all sat in desks and the teacher's talking and the kids really aren't interacting that much. And if they are, it's behind the face shield. That's not okay. We need our kids to be talking and discussing and processing and listening and hearing and speaking and sharing information and building those relationships. A discussion board can help you facilitate that. So what can you do? In Canvas discussion boards, you can allow students to talk back and forth about anything you want, just like we spoke about, bringing that collaboration to an online setting. You can provide an asynchronous activity in which students can engage one another, even while they're online at different times. You can post pictures. Now, this is the really awesome part compared to what Google has. Post a picture, text, audio clip, whatever you want, and then you can let the discussion begin. Last year, our team talked about those live videos, those live pictures, from Life magazine that's online. And we would put it as a warm up in the beginning of class, and we would have kids talk about that. This is something you can do with discussion boards online. You can access a range of different functions depending on what you need, like you can thread the replies, you can grade the replies, you can require students to post before they can see other comments, and you can add accommodations for your special needs groups. And this will boost your confidence using discussion boards, because if you've ever posted anything on Facebook or any other social media and had others comment on it, you've already done discussion boards. You know how they work in Canvas, so it's going to be cake. So here's an example. This is just a screenshot I took of my training of discussion boards. So the kids are going to see this. There's going to be questions. What is happening in this picture? What's the geography? Wow, where are they? Well, they don't look like they're in Texas. There's barbed wire. Why is this baby being handed through a barbed wire? There's so many things that these kids are going to think when they see this picture. And then you can just let them go. They can comment on each other's discussions. They can start new discussions. It's just really, really cool. I love that you can embed this. And you don't have to do just a picture. You can do a video. You can have them listen to a clip of something. You can do so many things with these discussion boards. What's it replacing in classroom? Let's see. So a couple things. So my kids during online learning, and even before that, they would comment in the stream on Google Classroom. And then sometimes I would post a question, or I would post a discussion, whatever, using the Create Assignments tab. And we all know what that looks like, okay? You can post a question, whatever. All right, so they would comment their ideas, but you can see there's not a whole lot of functionality. No grading, you'd have to, go in and I don't know. I mean, I think I would give them like completion grades if I saw their name. Maybe there's something else you can do with grading, but I never saw it. Giving student requirements to comment, you could threaten to mute a student. It was effective, but kind of mean. And so I didn't like doing that. Also, both of the features, both the stream and the comment feature would become a black hole with comments going in, never coming out. I mean, they get lost. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. So here's the side-by-side. Okay, so this is basically like an example of a question that I would post. Have you read the 5 books from the Bluebonnet? These are my responses. Has anybody finished this yet? Yeah. No, I don't know. Not me, and if I did, I'd give my ticket to somebody else. So not a lot of rigor with the Google Classroom comment thread, but comparing it to that, and you can see the possibilities are endless. All right, discussion boards. Yes. Okay, going to now, we're going to talk about quizzes, I believe. Yes. So see how easy it is for me to go back around my pages. This is a student view. If you're in the teacher view, it's very easy as well. Just going back and forth to all of your different pages and threads. Let's see. So Canvas is going to create your quiz, bank your questions, and they're going to grade it all for you. In Canvas, you can give quizzes and surveys that are graded or ungraded to assess mastery or provide practice. And you can even use them for surveys to gather info. You can set up new quizzes, establish question banks. You can randomize answers within a question and the questions within a quiz. So, in other words, you can shuffle the order of the quizzes, or let's say your buddy here took a quiz and his friend next to him takes another quiz, the same quiz, but guess what? I think what Canvas does, and maybe Owen can correct me if I'm wrong, is it will pull similar questions from your bank that have the same TEK. Put it in the new quiz, and that way all your kids have a different quiz to take. Owen, do I have that correct?
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Especially new quizzes is like that for sure.
I think that's just so phenomenal. And so in your bank, what you basically want to do when you're setting it up, set it up by TEK. And that way you can just, TEK for each quiz, for one particular quiz, and it'll just pull those questions. You can allow students to see what they missed and why. You can do it immediately or after the attempt. And one of the cool things when I did the social studies training yesterday is I loved how whenever I got one right, it would be like, yes, good job, you're awesome. So that to me was cool. And then of course, I don't remember what happened when I didn't get them, when I got it wrong, because I did get some wrong. So, but I can't remember what it did. I was focusing on the positive. It can show you all quiz attempts or one question at a time. If you took the social studies training yesterday, which was phenomenal, each quiz gave you one question at a time before you can move on to the next one. It can allow for extra attempts. You can add videos and images to questions and answers. Add videos. Time limits and open and close dates for quizzes. You can extend the time or modify it to accommodate your individual students. Here's just a screenshot of some of the great feedback I got when I got a question right. This might have been an example of a quiz that I took a second time, so I got 100% because there's some. It was awesome. Good job, Brain. And what is it replacing in classroom? Well, if we're talking about classroom, it's replacing Google Forms. That's what I used during COVID learning. I love forms. I'm still going to use them. Training, the Region 11 Canvas training, there was a form embedded in each module. Social studies, same deal. However, all these features are crazy good, and you cannot argue with the grading. And I love the little way to go icons. So here's the side by side. We all know what a Google form looks like. Da, 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 da. So anyway, this is a pretty long form, so I'm going to keep going, keep going, keep going. Now, oh, here's something else. So another way I really love quizzes, the reason I love Classroom is because of the app Quizzes. I always used Quizzes. It would link directly to my Google Classroom so that it would upload a shiny new quiz into Google Classroom for my kids. Oh my gosh, now. Well, last night I was searching around and I found this video. Guess what? You can link, Canvas has a feature where you can actually link some of these outside apps. And so this particular one talks about linking Quizlet quizzes, but I'm sure there are a plethora of other apps that are linked. I didn't dig that much. As soon as I found Quizzes on here, I was like, bingo, I got it. Now I can link Quizzes with Canvas, and I'm super excited about that. So I can use Canvas quizzes, or I can use my quizzes, whatever I want to do. Another example of teacher functionality and flexibility.
Yeah, so the way to solve that is.
All right, so let's go back to, I'm going to go to a view all pages just to kind of see, show y'all what it looks like. Ooh, so if I'm a student and I'm like, wow, yeah, I already know about this, I already know about that. Let's go to rubrics. I can just click on it. So again, it's student functionality as well. Okay, those of you from the 80s, like me. All right, or maybe not. It's a pretty popular, iconic group. Okay, so yeah, so basically you can whip up a rubric in no time. What can you do with rubrics? It's pretty easy to create a new rubric in Canvas with the criteria you want if you don't find what you need on Teachers Pay Teachers. Rubrics will be saved in your course for future use. You can utilize a number of grading scales, points, percentage, letter grades, GPA. You could even just do an incomplete or complete. You can add the rubric to an assignment, and then you can use it for grading and feedback. So in the training I did, basically whenever you grade it, you can click this, let's say this kid got 3 points, 4 points, 2 points, boom. Now it's got their, it's graded it for you. You just click the box. Let's see, you can provide text comments or, again, audio and video feedback. So really, how many teacher-paid teacher rubrics will talk to your kids? And you can peer review using that tool as well. So if you're having, like in, when we do writing, 12 stage.
What's up?
Oh, somebody's not muted. But anyway, if you would do the 12-stage rubric, and we would have kids assess each other's writing together. Online, they can review each other's writing as well, and they can use that audio or visual feedback tool. So when the district is telling us we need more robust feedback, this is a great way to do it. So here's from my training, another screenshot. This is what it looks like when you create it. I'm thinking that you might, because I'm kind of nerdy as far as like having everything be lined up. I'm thinking you can probably be so that they're lined up. Need to explore that a little more. What is it replacing? So this I got directly from the district. There was that learning vision where they did a side-by-side, a literal side-by-side comparison. And this is what basically they say on that document. There is a rubric tool in Classroom. Last night I saw an article. It was
What's that, buddy?
and I'm sorry, I'm getting, if the muted, y'all, please, because I'm getting flagged. So the article said, oh, you know what? Classroom has a rubric tool, yay. Okay, but according to what I know from reading the district document, the media feedback tools, they still, like everything Google, you have to add things from a third party. Canvas is housing all these features right here. Also on Google's rubric, there are no integrated peer review tools. So just like we mentioned, again, has to be done from a third party, in this case through shared Google Docs. So the students have to be sharing the docs with each other, which is another step and just another way that they could shut down and be like, yeah, this is too much trouble. So here's a side-by-side, for my side-by-side, here's one I made for a social studies project we did last year. It took a long time to make. It doesn't look super wowy, and it doesn't talk to me. So there's that. But anyway, that's your typical rubric. We've all seen these. I do like how mine is lined up. But like I said, there's probably some way that you can do that. Owen? Oh,
Yes, ma'am.
you can line those up?
For sure. Yes.
Okay, yay, because Canvas does all things. All right, let's see. Now we'll go to pages again, and we're going to, let's see. Oh, I guess I was going to view all pages before. Told you all I was new to this. Okay, modules. So for me, I'm doing everything on pages right now. Everything you're seeing is on pages. But eventually, I'm going to switch over to modules. A module is basically a place where you can house your lesson. And the kids can go through and they can do this activity, and then they can do this activity, and they can do this activity. So instead of having a whole page with things, you're going to see modules that they go through. What can you do with modules? I'm going to show you the visual first, just so you see what I'm talking about. So this is a module. You guys are looking at a page. This is a module. This is from our Camp Canvas. Now you can see, so here's some different modules, and within each module is housed an activity, assignment. So learn it, do the assignment, get your badge. They have hidden, it looks like, these activities until you complete this one. So for your students, you can hide things and you can make sure that they go in order so they're not jumping around. They're doing things in the order that you need them to do to ensure that they have mastery before moving on to the next concepts. So what else can you do with modules? You basically, you're organizing your content to help control the flow of the course. Course content may be organized by weeks, units, any organizational structure that you want. You can set the flow of the work in a specified order. They can contain files, pages, documents, videos, quizzes, whatever you want that the students can work their way through. They have a drag and drop feature. So right here, if you're looking on the page where you organize everything, you can drag this up here above home. Remember, with the student view, I've only given them a couple pages to look at. With the teacher view, you're going to have a whole bunch of stuff, and you can drag all those features around to make them be in the order that you want. Also, elements within the modules are easily dragged and dropped to organize. You have shortcut keys that you can use for your navigation of the modules. And again, content can be hidden from students. And then, like I told you in the very beginning of this training, you can link your modules to the cute little buttons on your home page. So we'll just go to that real quick, just so you can kind of see it, even though I know I've some people that are joining as we're doing the session. So just so they didn't see this, let's see, on my home page. So here is where I would be linking my modules, and the kids can click when they're ready to go to the next unit or when it's time for the next week. And then they can always go back because these buttons will still be here. So if they miss something on the previous module, they can always go back. View all pages. Okay, so then of course, what does this replace in classroom? Topics. I thought topics were great because I'm sort of organizing. I really like to have things in a certain order, and I liked it. You know, it did what it needed me to do, and what I needed it to do. But again, just like a lot of the classroom features, love them, easy, but they're just not as robust, and they don't give you as much flexibility or functionality. So this is an example of the topics. And my little comment is, can we see the side by side? Sure. You know, well, you can see for yourself. I love the organization, but not a lot of functionality. I feel like we're doing really good on time, which is a new thing for me. So.
You're doing amazing.
Thank you. I think having everything written out, if anybody ever does a training like this, just write it on the slide on the page and read it, because that's really helping stay on track. So here's some other cool stuff. We are almost done with what I have to show you today. So the aha moments that I showed you were just these were just the things that my friend and I and I'll share with you. My friend is Sabrina Dowell. If you know her, you know she's awesome. She was a Teacher of the Year for her campus, and she had aha moments. And so these were things that we thought, oh my gosh, this is amazing. They are tip of the iceberg. This is a very small slice of the many features that Canvas has to offer. Many of us are just getting started. I hope this session helped you find a little extra calm as we enter these uncharted waters, or as Owen has said, as we hoist our sails for those scary and rapidly moving waters. Earlier this summer, the district shared a comprehensive document that did the side-by-side feature comparison. That was the thing I'd mentioned a little bit earlier. So I'm going to click this link so I can show you how easy it is to go to a document in your page. So it's this one. And just in case you don't remember where this is, or if you missed it, if you want to be a little more technical about all the pros and cons, if that's who you are and how your brain works, then this is very, very comprehensive. And you can look through and see all the features. What O and I discussed with this training today is we gave y'all the side-by-side comparison. The district gave that to you, but we kind of wanted this to be a post-op of now we've dug in, somebody who's very resistant to this new change and finding out what really worked and what I loved. But again, you can go back here as a reference to all the cool things that Canvas has that Google doesn't. I'm gonna share the link in the, I'm going to copy the link and I'm gonna share it in the chat so that if you want that, or Owen, where can they find this? Is it necessary for me to do that?
Where can they find the material for the class?
Yeah, well, like where can they find this vision management, learning vision management?
Oh,
You guys posted. I got it from an email from one of my teammates.
so I think that went out to campuses via administration.
Oh, I see.
It might be in one of the hubs. I'm not quite sure.
Okay, I can post it. I set it up so I could share the link, and so I can put it in the chat if
Perfect.
you guys, if that will help. So
that's great.
just, yeah. All right, so there's the link. Whoops, I'm trying to do my little soft key. Did it not work? Why is it not working? Paste, there we go. Okay, enter. There you go. So there's the link to that document there. And again, it is in the all the Canvas information that the district gave us initially. Okay, so some other great resources. Obviously, Camp Canvas. Like I said, I wanted to do the quick 2-hour, which actually took us longer, but that's okay. And then I'm also going to do the Camp Canvas because I think that there's no limit to, you know, I still have a lot to learn and there's no limit to what we can do with Canvas. So I want to definitely make sure I take care of this. Plus, it looks really fun with all the whole camp, you know, theme. And then the one I took is through Region 11. You just go to the Region 11 homepage, and if you want that as a supplementary, you just go to Region 11 homepage, click in, and then you know, you have to set up a little account, but I just browsed for Self-Paced Online, and there it is right there, Canvas 101 Lite. That's a really great one. My teammate who's very techie, America Rainey, recommended that one, and she knows a lot about tech. So that's the one we started with. We are gonna finish with our Camp Canvas. Let's see. Okay, sorry, let me back out of that. And I'm gonna close this out too. Okay, so, so those are 2 trainings you could do today. Some tips and suggestions. Another great Canvas-y person on my campus is Misty DeMoss, and I asked her if I could pick her brain. And these are her features, her suggestions for features that she uses. I know she's really techie. I know she has great, she uses great tools. She has great tools, and she uses them in very interesting ways. But also, one of my teammates is a parent in her class, and she was the one that was raving about her. And so that's when I decided to ask her. But here are her tips. You can record videos and audio to make content more accessible. Obviously, we talked about that. You can provide everything the student would need in their assignment page and work on adding modules later. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I recommend because Pages is a really good jumping off point. The district provides the template. You can just plug in your content. You can assign students work from your Drive, so you can still go into Google Drive. You can make your assignments. Then you can assign students work from there. It will force them to make a copy for their Drive. And it attaches to their Canvas to turn in. She also said, check out the template's professional development. It is possible for Canvas and Skyward to connect. So not only will Canvas grade your quizzes for you, but it will get them into Skyward for you, which, how cool is that? She also suggested to join the Canvas Facebook group. Somebody else had said that too. And again, Camp Canvas is really informative. My recommendation is to do the trainings with a friend. It was so great to jump into this new process and this new LMS and have that collaboration that we want our students to have. It was really great to do that kind of mini training with a friend. So if you have a friend that is really nervous about Canvas and you are too, grab a friend, pick one of the trainings, pick both of the trainings that I recommended, and just do that with a friend. It's really, really cool. What is the bottom line? Canvas does take some getting used to. So Google is very user-friendly, and that's probably one of the reasons that it is so well loved. Canvas does take a little getting used to. Some of the things I noticed, I had to save a lot. Well, you don't have to save it like you used to have to with the old Word. That was, you know, I type a little bit and then Control Save, type, Control Save. I don't believe that you have to do that with Canvas because I think it saves it for you just like Google. But every time you want to do something to a page, you have to go in there, you have to edit, then you have to type your stuff, you have to save, you have to publish your pages. So there's a little bit more clicking that you have to get used to. But the more we do it, like everything else, it becomes second nature. Sometimes I noticed that the elements bounced around. It wasn't as easy to kind of click on something and then use my arrow keys to move it around the page. That was a little getting used to. But I think, again, the more I use Canvas, the easier it's going to get. There's so many features, so many, that it's going to take a lot of time to learn all the possibilities. It's going to be overwhelming at first. So I'm starting small. I'm doing a little bit at a time, and then I'm going to broaden it and use all the features eventually. But for right now, I'm going to keep it small. It is so robust. It is elegant. It's functional, and it's so complete. Google does not even compare to Canvas, and I am a believer now. So the best solution, I think, is to use the best parts of Google, but utilize them even better in the LMS, which is superior, Canvas. And then the last thing I have is my little Padlet for the questions. And I will be scrolling through the, now I haven't used Padlet a lot. I've never used it in Canvas. Shelly said that you guys can click on it. Well, here's another page. So let me just show you real quick. Okay, so there's a couple ways that you can put stuff in. You can have them do a link that will take them to their Padlet, or you can use the HTML codes. This right here, that is at the bottom of every text box. You can embed a code so that it looks super cool like this. They can access the Padlet right there. Owen, is there something I need to do before people can go in and start commenting on this Padlet?
You should just be able to click on it. Should be
Okay,
fine.
so if in, and they, well, they, okay, I guess I need to get out of it, right? Because I've shared my screen.
Perhaps, yes.
Can they
Do they have
access it at all?
access to the course? Is the
Oh,
course
you can do it in the
published?
course, right?
Your social distancing.
So can they just like open up another screen and do the Padlet in their course while they're still viewing the Zoom, or is that not possible?
Yes, they can.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna refresh this to see if any comments have come in. Let's see. And then again, questions can be in the thread. Guys, if this doesn't work here, I'm so sorry. Again, I'm kind of a noob, so I'm gonna go to the chat and see if there's any questions right now that me or that I or Owen or Shelly can answer really quickly. Kimberly says she doesn't have access to the presentation. Is that accessible when they sign up for the class?
Did you publish it? Oh, and is it in? Is it in?
I published
So-
it.
So there's a couple of things. So check to see if you can if you can allow self-enrolling, but also if that doesn't work, because I know that they were playing in the other room over in IT with turning off and on some of those self-enroll features. If that doesn't work, you may have to make the course public.
Is that something that okay, so why don't I just do it on my screen so everybody can see how to do that?
Hey, Owen, I'm looking at the modules now, and the only one that's not shared is hers. The other ones are there.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
That's helpful. Okay, so let me go to let me go to my training and yeah, that's gonna help. Thank you for sharing, whoever said that. So here's my dashboard. Let's see. So if you decide to do a training, I guess this is what you got to do. Sandbox, Camp Canvas. Well, goodness gracious. Oh, we're. Huh.
Tiffany, you could also just share the link with them or put the
Okay.
QR code up and they could actually scan it if they had their phones.
Okay.
So
Oh, there it is. Oh my gosh, I just wasn't seeing it.
Oh, were you?
Okay, so here's my. All right. So basically, what I need to do, it's published, but what else do I need to do?
Go
I
to
can
settings.
post the link.
Yeah, go to settings.
Settings, which is on this side.
Correct. All the way at the bottom. There you go.
Okay.
Click on that and go to scroll all the way down.
Okay.
Keep going.
That's the bottom.
Where, do you see where it says more options in blue
Oh,
under the
yes.
description box? There you go.
Yes.
Okay. Let students self-enroll.
Ooh.
We put a check in that box.
Okay.
Okay.
Join this course link. Want that, right?
You don't have to, because if they'll have it, it'll already be there.
I wouldn't do that. Yeah, you could just update
Just do
course
that.
details.
Now at the bottom, there's a gray button, update course details.
Okay, let me admit this person. Oh, there we go. And voila. Course
Scroll
link.
down, let's scroll down.
Scroll back down.
Gotta get
Okay.
the link.
We're not out of the woods yet. So thank you all for walking me through this. So hopefully this helps the people viewing as well, so that, you know, if you're going to
So
publish
that first URL, if you can copy and paste that and put it in the chat, they can link on it. That
Okay, the
first one in
first
bold. There
That's
you
the
go.
one.
copy. I'm just gonna right click to copy it. Copy. And then
Okay.
we're gonna go to the chat. And let's see, we're gonna go to the chat. I promise we're gonna go to the chat. There we go. And then we're gonna Control V to paste it. Boom. Oh,
And
that's
make sure you take that period out at the end.
okay. Gotcha. That is a good tip as well. Okay.
Tiffany, you sent that to me only, not to everyone. Oh,
I
there
know,
you go.
Greg. I saw that. I was like, well, you're special today, Greg. So I did send it to everyone. Thank you for letting me know. Okay. Are there any other questions for Owen, Nesbitt? Oh, I'm sorry. Owen, Shelley, me. Let's go see
Hey,
if
Tiffany.
it's posted.
This is Lauren Lindsay from Birdville Elementary. And I just want to tell you that you are doing amazing. And like,
Really?
yes. And it's so comforting to see you working out the problems that you're having. My teammate and I are FaceTiming right now. She got kicked out, so we're like watching you together. But you have found like your new niche. You're so
Oh my
good at
gosh.
it.
Well, thank you. That is a huge compliment.
So,
I
thank
really
you. Thank you.
appreciate that. I'm going to go back to the questions and, oh, where to go? I'm trying to view my pages, but see how I guess the thing is kind of blocking them off, but I want to go refresh that page. Let me move this out of the way. There we go. Okay, so let me refresh that page and see if now people are able to be posting in that Padlet. I guess it already refreshed it. Oh, still not. But there's lots of questions in the chat. Let me try refreshing it again. Okay, so that one maybe didn't work. So, oh, look, will this be hard for students to learn? I I think that it will be a learning curve. We're going to have to train them a lot on this. We are going to have to train them, I think. But think of your audience. They are, oh, somebody posted about the Littles. Watch the Littles one, which has already been recorded because that's the first session. They're techie. Our kids are techie. So as long as we kind of do step by step, little at a time, they can learn this. Shelly, we have more, I believe that on the campus, that's something that, yeah, for sure, that you'll want to talk to with your principal, because I know we're going to be doing more Canvas training in the next few weeks. So if you have littles and you're nervous about this, I would go watch the littles session and then make sure on your campus that that is something that is presented.
And just so everyone knows, we're shooting for having all of those videos up next week. And the video, this session is about to get closed down, so we kind of need to wrap it up.
Okay. Yeah, it says somebody posted the template is closed from the links Shelly sent. So I'm going to, before I leave this session, I'm going to save the chat. Shelly and Owen, can I share that with you for people that, you know, haven't had their questions answered here?
Absolutely. Yeah, totally. Please do.
Okay. Okay, so save chat. I'm doing it right now. Okay. And show in folder. All right, well, guys, thank you so much for, thank you so much for bearing with me. And I will, I'm going to stop sharing the screen. These are such questions. It's like being the wick and getting dunked in wax. Every time I take a Canvas class, a little bit more sticks. That's so funny. I love it. Can they still access the Padlet after the session or no?
Yes, they can.
Okay, and they can look at this training later, right?
Yeah, what I did was I went ahead and made you a module page in the Canvas, and I shared your public link, and I'm also going to share your video there as well. So everyone who is enrolled has one place to see all that information.
Rock on. Okay, well, thank you guys so much. And thank you, Shelly and Owen, for bearing with me and changing things at the last minute. This was so great. And just rely on each other, you know, find a friend that's learning, and just, you know, we're all in this together. And if I can do this in a day and a half, y'all can do this in the weeks we have coming. So good job. You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, guys. Have a great year.
Thank you.